my mindful adventures. Are you ready for your weekly dose of the Blog Post? This week, we're talking about the future unknown in the second week of the unknown month. And this unknown is very dear and close to me because I just the other day had like a whole day where it was like very intense doubt, very intense, like me fearing, not exactly fearing the unknown, but more of a me fearing that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do in order to get the future that I see for myself. Um, or to like experience the future that I see for myself, because I already have it. It's just, I need to experience it. You know what I mean? So I'll be talking about that. But yeah, we're talking about, your unknown future. So if you clicked it and you're like, oh, your unknown future, it's the future, doubt, unknown, the things that, you see yourself doing, or maybe things that you want to do, unfinished business for you that's different from business from other people. And also the sun's going down, so it's gonna, get a little bit darker, and you're gonna see the shadows get longer. Yeah. So, yes. Yes, if you came here, I don't know. I don't know. I do know. If you came here and you were looking for the blog post, it'll be in the description down below. It will be called "Silence the Doubt. Your Strength is in Your Faith." So if you're watching this video and you're like, "Wow, she's like kind of everywhere," it'll be more. I'm not really everywhere, but let's. I like to. I can be like. I can be kind of bouncy, like around a little bit to get like the whole picture illustrated, explained the way that I'm trying to explain it, because I'm not drawing it. But anyway, yeah, yeah. So if you're watching this and you're like, I would like to read that, then go ahead and read it. And if you read it and you're like, okay, now I want to watch the video, that's how you should do it, because it's companion, they go together. You can find the link to the video at the bottom of the blog post. So without further ado, let's jump into the intro. I usually say that these are linked to the blog post. They are. It's just the titles for the sections of the blog post are a little bit different than the titles in here. And I looked that way because I thought I heard someone driving, but there's no one there. Anyway, so yeah, let's just like jump into my little personal corner message, a little personal experience that I want to share with you guys. So like more personal than I normally am. Well, not more personal. I don't know how to explain that. I say so many things. Like I say a lot of things about myself, but this is like pretty personal. I mean, like this just happened, so it's really fresh. I'm hoping that you guys can relate to it, and hoping that you guys find insight. But yeah, the other day I woke up. I woke up and I kept hearing, like in my mind, like thinking or hearing, feeling like I don't want to doubt. Like I don't want to doubt. I don't want to doubt. My dog is running like crazy. It looks like he was running from something. I don't see it. Anyway, yeah, so I woke up thinking like I don't want to doubt, I don't want to doubt, I don't want to doubt. Like it's just like I don't want to doubt anymore. Like I want to like have full faith. Like I want to fully like commit and be like committed to like having faith in the future that I see for myself, and not like doubting, like am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Should I like try something else? Like am I not listening to my intuition? Like is it like am I going against my intuition? Like, like things like that, because like I still struggle. All right, it was a short interjection because my dog decided that he was going to stand in front of me and bark. He's sitting right here right now, so hopefully he doesn't. If he does, I'll try to cut it out. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The other day I woke up and I was, I was thinking like I don't want to doubt anymore. And it was like a very intense feeling. Like it was very intense to the point where I was like, okay, like this emotion, it's got to be telling me to do something. It's got to be telling me to do something. I got to do something about it. Like I got to like figure something out. So I felt like I was just like, I sat, try to be quiet. I was trying not to like sit there like and fixate on the words or the things that I was hearing. Just that I don't want to doubt. Like I don't want to doubt anymore. I want to have full faith. I mean, who doesn't want to like not have doubt? You know what I mean? But doubt. Like if you saw my Monday motivation, like doubt's a bitch. It'll kick you when you're down. And let's just get into why I said that. So, um, I I felt like, I was, I was trying to figure out why it was a strong emotion. Where's it coming from? Like, how do I like? I knew where it's coming from, but like, how do I work through it? What should I be doing? And I felt like, okay, maybe I need to like clear energy. Like, I need to like sit there and do like a body scan, feel where I'm tense, feel where like I'm feeling this doubt, and like move it out of my body. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it from the bottom up. If you know anything about body scans, when you do it from the top down, it's like a relaxation, yeah, like a relaxation kind of thing. But when you do it from the bottom up, it brings energy up, and it like brings like, so it's more energy, so more energizing. It's not exactly, but it's not like it's not relaxing, it's just that it brings more energy. So if you want to like do a body scan but you don't want to feel like relaxed, then try one from your feet up, and because it brings the energy up. Especially, because it brings like grounding, nice energy up from like the ground. Your feet are like on the ground most of the time, so you're getting that grounding energy. But anyway, so yeah, so I did one from the bottom up, and I usually when I clear energy, or usually when I do any kind of energy work, I'm like everything. Like, I'm like a all kind of like all or nothing kind of person. But I don't know. I just decided that I was gonna do like a slow thing, so I was moving energy from my feet. It felt like sludgy, felt kind of like gross, and I was moving it up, and I didn't quite like. I don't think I cleared it all, and because like when I got to like about, I want to say not my solar plexus, my sacral chakra, so like right where the belly button is, that's kind of where it got really fuzzy, and I wasn't really like feeling everything. I felt like I was kind of jumbled kind of everywhere, and I honestly lost track of what I was doing, and I did not completely like clear all that energy out. And this is important, okay? This is important. I'll explain why it's important. Um, but anyway, so after that, I thought I had finished, doing my meditation, because I do meditations every morning, right when I wake up. And I was like, okay, like, all right, I'm ready for my day. And I felt like the need to write in my personal journal. I have like 4 different journals I write in. And one of them is like, journals like specifically for me, like what my thoughts are, things that I'm dealing with. But I also have other journals like that I journal, like do like journaling prompts and stuff. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I do a lot of I do a lot of writing. But anyway, I was writing, and I was like, you know what, like I don't want to doubt anymore. I just want to like, I want to have like full faith. I want to have 100% faith. Like, I want to know, like, not know like for sure like exactly what I think is gonna happen is gonna happen, because honestly I believe it is. I haven't seen any other future for myself than the path that I'm on. But I I was like, well, what if that, what if that's wrong? Like, what if I'm like, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing? And this whole time I've been like, not chasing, but like I've been like going after this like reality, or this thing that I can't have, or that I'm not supposed to have, or that's not even like supposed to be in the cards for me. But it's like, ever since I was like a little kid, like this is the only thing I've ever seen for myself. So it it's like, I have faith that it's gonna happen, but I also just like want to know like it's gonna happen, and not like I need everything to happen all at once. It was just like I want a sign, something, anything. And I started getting really down on myself. I started getting really upset. And I was like, you know what? I'll like, put it into like AI and like see what AI has to say about it. AI was like, well, maybe you should try talking to the crisis center, because I don't have many people I could talk to about my emotions and things that I go through. I'm waiting for those people. I have people that will, they'll help me out if I need help, but um, I just like people who are on the same like kind of spiritual path as me, so like I can explain it on a spiritual level to them. I don't really have people like that, so I like use AI because it's non-biased, and it analyzes everything. It doesn't just like pick and choose what it wants to like focus on, which is great. Depending on like what you have it primed for. But anyway, I was using like Gemini because it was free. But I was using it, and it was like, you should definitely like try to talk to a crisis center, because I was upset. I was crying, and I was like really upset because I was like, fuck, like I've been doing all this for so long, and like there's like nothing, like anything, like a butterfly. Like I was like, because I see butterflies all the time, I see dragonflies all the time, I see like clouds, like shooting stars, all that stuff all the time, rainbows. Like, can I get something that's like very out of the ordinary, that like is like without a doubt a sign like that, like I'm going on the right path, and I'm not crazy, and I'm not like wasting time, or time could have been used for something else, wasting time, obviously. And I was like really upset, and I was like, fuck it, you know what? I haven't talked to a therapist in a while. It's been a while since I reached out to somebody. I don't know if because you saw the video I posted last week. Not two. Another video I was talking about was for Monday, but I posted this shorter video, and I mentioned that like I talked to somebody for something that I was struggling with, which is expressing myself with other people, and the person didn't take me seriously, and it was like also kind of like a crisis thing. So like I was very skeptical to use the crisis hotline, and I did use it. I'm not saying like it can't be helpful, but they were very focused on the part where I said I didn't want to live anything less than like what I experience, you know, like what I want to experience. Like it's just like it for me, it's like an all or nothing mentality. Not all or nothing mentality. It's like a I'm be damned if I don't like get to, you know, is there something like a goal of yours? Hold on a second. This thing gets so dark so fast for no reason. I do not understand why it does that. Can we stop? Can we not do that? Can we? Why does it get so dark? Stop getting dark. Let me back up. Is it because of my hoodie? Maybe if I do this. Anyway, hopefully, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I was they got hung up on that, and I get it, like it's a crisis hotline, like, you know, you're supposed to help, you know, get the person off the ledge, but I was never on the ledge to begin with. I was just like, you have dreams and goals, like don't you like aren't you like be damned if I do, damned if I don't, like kind of thing. Like I'd rather fucking die than not like experience the life that I want to live. And I'm not saying like I'm gonna like commit suicide, like trigger warning, I'm not gonna commit suicide, but like it's just like, you know, why not be all in? Like, you know, like I don't want to be like half, like that's how I felt. But she was like so focused on like that little bit, and it like kind of sent me over the edge. So then I was like, fuck, like I'm not being heard by someone who's supposed to be able to hear me, listen to me. And it's like I've just been, again, with I'm waiting for people I can like talk to. Like I've just been like I keep getting hit with people who don't quite hear everything that I'm saying, like see like what I'm talking about. And then later, I ended up getting like traffic stopped by a cop. And I was, you know, at that point, you know, I'm just like, I was still upset. I had been crying the entire time. And at that point, like, I was just like, you know, fuck, like, I'm gonna get a ticket, you know, like, and then I look over and it's the same cop that pulled me over the other day. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what are the odds? This guy's gonna like really get on my ass. You know what I mean? And he was actually super chill. Turns out he was actually a mental health officer. He was trying to be helpful, but it really felt like super scripted. I mean, like, I understand where he's coming from. Don't get me wrong. If he's saying this, dude, like what you said, like kind of set me over the edge because I'm a very visual person. But like he was telling me like I can come to the precinct. I'm not in trouble or anything. I come to the precinct to talk to somebody, to see if I can get some help, like like help with like the counselor. You know, I'm all for getting help. Don't get me wrong, but like in that moment, I was not being heard again. He got focused on the I don't want to live like I don't live like this, knowing that like this is also a possibility for me, and I want to like experience that again. Got hung up on that, so again, I felt not heard. And it just got worse. And then I also had to go to work, so I was out late, but the whole time I was crying, and I was just like, it is what it is. By the end of the night, I was like way better. Like this was hours later, I was way better. I wasn't crying as much. My eyes were puffy and red and burning, but I was better. I went to sleep because I already knew the next day I was gonna be fine. I woke up the next day. Also, I also have PMDD. I didn't mention that, but I struggle with that. It's something that I struggle with. And every now and then it gets really bad, and like I feel like that was very much linked to that day, that time where I was feeling overwhelmed with doubt, because one of the things it does, like, get you anxious, get you worked up, it gets you like depressed and stuff, like it gets you like in your head. So I don't doubt that day was not attributed to PMDD. So like, and that's not even like a normal day for me. Like I don't freak out like that. Usually it's like a couple hours and I'm okay, or maybe not even like a couple minutes and I'm fine. But that really got to me, and it has like, everything to do with the topic that we're talking about. But the next morning, like I said, I'm usually an all or nothing kind of person, like when it comes to like my self-health and growth and that, because it's like, why not be all for myself at least? Like, why am I not gonna show up 110% for myself? Like, You best fucking believe I'm gonna show up 110% for myself, because I'm showing up like that for other people. Why not show up for myself like that? Get inspired, girl. Get inspired. I don't know who I'm talking to, but maybe you're female, maybe you're not. I don't know. Get inspired. Like, show up for yourself. So the next day, like I said, the morning I woke up, I did meditation every morning. And I was like, yesterday was crazy. Yesterday was awful. Yesterday was not the kind of day that I wanted to have. I want to have an easier day. Like, I just want to, I just like a sign. I'm not asking for everything to be like given to me like on a silver platter the next morning, like overnight, everything I want answered. Like, that's not, that's just not like, that's not sustainable, mostly because I don't think I'm like ready for all of that. But also at the same time, like, things come in stages. Like, I can't just like have everything I ever wanted all at once. I don't know what to do with all that. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to handle. So I was like assigned, like I said earlier, the butterfly, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not supposed to know the how or when. That's fine. And and I kind of also don't really care specifically about the what, like exactly what it is. I know how I want to feel, and I know like what it looks like in a way, but I'm not like, oh, it has to look exactly like this or bust. Like, it's okay. We're cool. We're not gonna just like give up because it's not like, that's not my mentality. But like, let me dial back. So I did another energy clearing, but this time I was like, all the negativity, all the doubt from my body, like I like grounded it into the earth, like imagined it like a golden cord from here all the way down to my spine, like into the ground, like all that energy go and like take up like nice peaceful grounding new energy from the earth to like replace all of that, because it was filling up a lot of space. Like, you can't just like if you're I guess the best way to describe it, like, you can't, like, you got a saltwater container and you're in the ocean, and then you find I don't know, a freshwater siphon or something, because stuff like that happens. And you're like, oh, I want to fill it up with fresh water. Like, well, you can't, like, dump it out and not expect it to fill back up with the salt water. You got to, like, make sure it's over the thing, and, like, an exchange. That's really not a good example, but let's just say, like, if you empty energy from your body and you don't fill it with something, then something else will fill it, and it might be the stuff you just dumped out, or it could be some of the stuff you want, but you gotta like be intentional about it, right? So I was intentional about it, and I felt way better. Like, I cried a little bit that next morning, like a little bit, not like all day long, red puffy eyes, like I look like hell, like I was way better. And I wrote, what happened the day before and like whatever. And then I went back to Gemini and I told Gemini what happened, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like you weren't seen." And I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't seen. Like, it was not a good experience." And they're like, "Okay, well, here's something that you could try, like a visualization, like visualize instead of like getting hung up on like the things that like are going on and the things that aren't going on, like focus on like how you want to feel." And like, that's stuff I tell you guys all the time, and I need to be told sometimes. And I did, I sat there and I did visualization. I did a quick visualization. I was like, okay, I want to feel ease, I want to feel peace, I want to feel fulfilled, like I want to feel heard and seen, like, and I did that, and I like focus on the feeling, and I can feel my solar plexus, like I can feel like warmth in my body, like I'm inviting like love into my body, like I'm inviting in a peaceful feeling, like a good, like heartful feeling into my body. And when I did that, it really like set me up for a different type of day. And I've been since then focusing on like how I want to feel, and like sometimes I get visions of things from I don't know if it's future, or well, it's future, but it's not, obviously it doesn't come out exactly the way I vision it, but I get visions sometimes, and like I focus on like the way that I see the thing or I felt the thing, and like I think about it and I like focus on that, and that's been helping a lot. Helping a lot. I know I've been talking about myself this whole time, but it's important. um and then, I asked for a sign, and last night, because like one of the things I was like, can I just get a big ass, bright ass, huge ass fucking shooting star, right? Because there's a meteor shower going on right now, and I'm like, that's not hard to like, I'm not saying like it would be hard for the universe. Nothing's hard for the universe, but I'm just saying, like, give me something like undeniable proof that like what I'm doing isn't like whatever. But anyway, last night I was playing with my dog, who's right here, and I was playing with my dog, and I was outside, and I was looking like towards the moon, and the moon was over there, and the moon's pretty bright. It's like half moon right now, so it's pretty bright, and it's not like super. It's bright enough to like cast a shadow. And I'm looking at my dog, and he's looking behind me, and all of a sudden I see like this flash in his eyes, and like on the ground I could see like my shadow behind me. It was bright as I mean, it was brighter than the moon. I was like, what the fuck? And I turn as I'm turning, I could see like kind of like a little bit a glimmer of the light, like the light in the corner of my eye. And I was like, that I didn't see it, but I saw it. You know what I mean? So it's like that was the proof I wanted, that I desperately craved, that what I'm doing is like exactly what I'm doing. That's one of the things exactly that I said. I wanted like a giant, something huge, like that. I can't produce a shooting star. Like, I can't produce a butterfly that has like words on its back, like things of that nature. And I'm like, I just want, I wanted that, and I got it. Like, it was, and and I don't have everything figured out. I don't know where I'm going, but that gave me inspiration. That gave me like, I had the breakdown, I had all this, and then I decided, fuck it, I want to feel how I'm going to feel, and I'm going to produce that for myself. And when I did decide to do that, I got the thing that I wanted. A, a sign that I didn't see it, but I saw it. It cast a shadow against the moon. The back of my head saw it, but I didn't like my. You have no idea like how much peace that brought me. I mean, I'm ready, I'm waiting, but it's just like it makes me just like, now I can like put my back in, now I can put my foot in it. Now I'm like, okay, I can put full faith in it. And I know I've been talking this whole time, but I hope this inspired somebody. Like this story, like not everybody's story ends with you actually getting a sign. Sometimes you just have to live until and then I'm not saying give up. I'm saying like you just gotta keep living your life, and then like the thing that you want, it happens. You know what I mean? So it's just like this gives me hope. It gives me hope that what I want, I'm not crazy. Like this is like what I want is tangible. It's something that I can obtain. This is something that I will experience. I literally have tunnel vision when it comes to my future. I don't see myself living the way that I am now, like even like a year from now. I don't. I just can't. I don't see anything. Like so it was like, it's kind of scary. Like, I can't see myself living any way but the way I've been seeing myself live. And then I'm still stuck where I've been. It's kind of like, that's where that doubt came from. But yeah, it was so loud. Like that doubt was loud. Like this is all a part of the introduction. Okay. I hope that was helpful, for somebody, because shit just be shitting sometimes, and it be shit, and you be like, damn, life, why you got me like that? Life don't got you like that. It was a lesson for you, a come up for you, something for you to help you through, like learn. Like I said, like the things that I'm hoping for and wishing for, some of this stuff like only relies on me, and I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not working towards it. That would be stupid. Like I'm not working on myself. No, I'm working on myself, but I haven't quite seen all of it come to fruition. Like I want a very clear, concise intuition. That's something that I really crave, because I feel like when I was a kid, I knew what it was, but I didn't know what it was. But now, and then, a bunch of stuff happened, and I lost that connection in a way of really truly knowing what my intuition sounds like. So that's something that I want, and I haven't seen that completely. Like I'm getting, like I'm starting to understand, and I'm starting to like form, like, especially after I wrote like the intuition and talked about intuition last week. I mean last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, 3 weeks ago? I don't know. Last month. I talked about it last month. um and because when I write these things, I know a lot of stuff. Okay. But when I write them, it just like reminds me to like really work on it. And I've been working on this for months, like not for months, but for years, like work on my intuition, but it was like a switch flipped. It was like, especially like, I mean, after that day, it was like something changed. Like it was like, it was kind of like, if you I don't know if you believe in quantum leaping, portal, like, stuff like quantum field stuff, but it was like that day I was like, it was like the universe is like, come on, come through the opening. I'm like, I don't want to go, like crying all day, like literally being drugged through energetically, because by the end of the day I had gotten 10 hours of sleep the night before, but by the end of that day I was dead. I was so dead. I was like falling asleep driving home, which is very dangerous. I do not recommend it, but I was trying to get home, and that's how tired I was, just because of all that doubt, you know. So, clearly from my story, like we're not here to like eliminate fear, but to learn how to act, through doubt without like, through doubt when it's screaming at you, when it's like telling you all these things and making you feel horrible. I felt awful. Like if you would have saw my face, you'd have been like, that girl's going through it. Like I DoorDash too, so like at least 50 people saw me. Um, so like it's just like fuck. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. I'm getting a phone call. Get that off my screen. But anyway, so yeah, like your mind. So the second part is certainty is a lie. Like nothing is certain. The only thing that's certain in this life. Okay, so and it's crazy because I say that, but the only thing that's really certain in this life, because I told you guys before, is change and death. Like you, things are gonna keep changing. Like I'm different from when I started recording this, and you're different from when you started listening to this. Like you're different from like the last couple seconds. Like you're changing. Whether it be like from a like you recognize and you notice and you really see it, but like on a cellular level you're always changing. Cells are dying and being born and being developed, and there's viruses and bacteria that are like in your body that are doing things. Some of them are helping you, some of them aren't, like, and your body's dealing with all of that, and like you're always changing even if you don't feel it or see it. Like you're always changing, and you're gonna die. Like that's just plain and simple. You're going to. And it's not. We don't know when. So that's why we gotta do what we can with what we have today. But don't overwhelm ourselves with getting everything done at once, because that's just gonna lead to more perceived failure and more heartache in the end. Like do little things at a time. Like I said, I literally just did a visualization. Change the way I I almost bit my tongue. Change the way that I did my energy clearing, right? That one thing. And then I also did a visualization, which is literally just using your freaking imagination to visualize. That's all that I did. And I didn't change like my daily schedule. I didn't start waking up at 6 a.m. Like I didn't like change my whole fucking life. I just changed one thing. Well, two things. In a way, because I was already doing the energy clearing that way. It's just for some reason I didn't think like this overwhelmingness needed to really be like, it needed to be handled in a big way, like meet big with big kind of thing for me in that moment. Like little increments. It got cloudy as I was moving up, because that's where my doubt was probably stemming right here. Like it because I could feel it like here, like all here, and it was like a panic. Just that feeling. So after I moved it all out, it was so much better. But like I said, I only did change one thing. Like there could be different ways you can like, actions to change, ways to change it, and I'm gonna get to that. But just know, like when you feel this doubt, like it could be like mine, where you're like constantly. It could be like and maybe it's not just an all day thing for you. Maybe it's like all the time you're upset. Maybe it's not like. Maybe you're just like every now and then you get something like pangs of like, oh, I don't know if I'm like, whatever, but what you're doing is fundamentally good and fundamentally helping other people, and like helping like guide people to like a more whole, like better version of them, or just helping them out in general, because like all kinds of things that need to be done, like that's not helping someone spiritually, like fixing someone's plumbing or like doing someone's electrical, or like building a house. Like that's not gonna, I mean, like, it can, but like normally it's not seen as a spiritual like thing. You know what I mean? So like, but there are things that need to get done. People have houses. People have, not all people have houses, but people have plumbing and they use toilets and things of that nature. So then it needs to get done. But there's a way, to like the way that you want to live your life. You know what I mean? Because like it's what fulfills you. And like honestly, like while you're doing those things, like you talk to people, and when you talk to people, people learn things from you. It happens. It just happens, especially if you know a lot about something and someone's actually interested in what you have to say. So if you're like wondering, I don't know, I feel like maybe someone's watching this and they're like, well, I don't think I'm gonna like change the whole world. Like I just want to like do a trade job. Trade jobs are very valuable. They will always be valuable. And you know, you can change lives doing that. There's different ways to do it, but yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say that. If that's you, I don't know, comment. I'm probably someone for like 10 years in the future, but if you're watching this, comment, bro. I would love to see who you are. I don't I don't know if I'll see it, but I would love to see it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. See, that's what you see in the future. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I will be able to see all the comments. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll have people who will look at my stuff for me in the future. Maybe I'll get thousands of comments every video. That would be cool. That would be amazing. To really build a community where we all talk to each other and love each other. Oh, I love it. Anyway, I promise you I'm not a hippie, but sometimes I'd be acting like a hippie. Anyway, peace and love, dude. But yeah, certainty is a lie. Like you don't know for sure where you're gonna go. Like you don't know. And like one of the things that happens, like you start to get like you start to procrastinate because you're like, I don't know when I should or even if I should. But then you like it gets to a point where your whole life is passing by and you're at like a midlife crisis or an early life crisis or a late life crisis where you're like, wow, my whole life I've been doing the thing that I said that I wanted to do, and I've just been doing all these things that all these people told me that I should do, and my life is miserable. We don't want to get to that. But one of the things we want to do is like stop with the procrastination and do the thing that we need to do. And like I said, it could just be one thing. It could literally be like maybe one of the things you want to do is waking up at 6 a.m. And that's just not a thing for maybe eventually I will do that. Right now, that's just not what my body needs. That's not what I'm being called to do. I'm being called to be nocturnal right now. Well, semi-nocturnal. But anyway, maybe one of the things you want to wake up at 6 a.m., but you wake up at, I don't know, 7:30, 8. Well, what you can start doing is going to sleep a little bit earlier in like increments. I think the study, I can't remember who this was, but the study was instead of like changing it all at once and just suddenly waking up at 6 a.m., because a lot of people do that for like a couple days and then they start like falling back into old habits. Start moving it like by 15 minutes, I think it is. Like going to sleep 15 minutes earlier, waking up 15 minutes earlier, and you like until you get to where you're trying to go. And I think you're supposed to do it over like a month period. And like by then, like it'll be like a part of your, daily routine. But then you can habit stack. Like another thing you can do, like maybe you want to do affirmations in the morning, or you want to tell yourself you love yourself, you should be telling yourself that all the time. I love you, Jamila. Well, not Jamila, but whatever your name is. um, but you can do that. Brush your teeth and then like look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I love you. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I love you guys, but not like that. I love myself. Maybe like that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just love myself. Okay, I'm not a narcissist. I promise you. I just love myself so much that I can't see myself doing anything less for myself. Like like I said earlier, I'm an all or nothing person when it comes to my spiritual health, spiritual health and well being. Like and my personal health and well being. Like I gotta step up for myself. You know what I mean? I can't expect anyone else to do it for me. So why not stand up 110%, 10 toes down? Like I'm here for myself through hell or high water. Like I ain't gonna leave myself like that. And that maybe that's something you want to instill in your mind and your body. And you can start with affirmations. Maybe those don't work for you. I know some people who like really are against affirmations for I can't remember why, but and that's fine. You can be completely against them, but you can also do journaling or doing acts of kindness for yourself, like senseless acts. Not senseless. Well, what is it? Reasonless acts. Well, that's the best way to describe it. Reasonless acts of kindness. They're just like random. Like there's no reason. You're just like, today I'm having a rough day today, so when I get home, I'm gonna like eat a piece of chocolate. Or I'm having a great day today. I think we'll like put the cherry on the cake on the ice cream on the sundae at the end of my day, like tonight, instead of just like taking a regular shower, I'm gonna take a bath. or I'm gonna read a book before, well, not a whole book, or almost you can read a whole book before you go to sleep, go ahead, but read a chapter of the book or a page, or I'm gonna like do some writing, maybe something you really like to do, maybe you like to doodle, like I'm gonna doodle before I go to sleep, or I'm gonna doodle when I get home, or things of that nature. Doing those things for yourself, that helps with self-love, because then you're like, wow, I can actually provide that for myself. I don't have to like wait for someone else to like ask me to go do those things. Like I can do that. Yeah, you can. And you can also tell yourself that you're doing a great job, and you're an awesome person, and you're fantastic, and you show up 100%, or maybe you're not showing up 100%, but you're showing up with what you got, because that's all you got. And just telling yourself those things, that can help with your self-love. But we're doing the things small, incremental. We're not just jumping straight to, I mean, you could, I don't know, I can't say for some things. For me, I was able to just jump to the ending, but most other things, a lot of everything else was not that way. It took time. It takes time. It took me 5 years to fully love myself the way that I do now. So don't think that it's gonna like just, it could, but it also probably won't. So just the little things every day that help you, that encourage you to be more yourself too, because when you're more yourself, you love yourself more. You're showing up for yourself more. You're being able to be that bro for yourself, like, because you're not hiding yourself, you're not dimming yourself, you're not pretending you're someone you're not, and that all that does is hurt you anyway. Who wants to hurt themselves? And if you do, please seek help. Maybe a crisis line ain't it. Maybe you just need to talk to a friend. But if you need to, find that thing that helps you through the difficulties, because you could be miserable constantly all the time, or you could be like, I don't know what's going to happen, and that's okay. Just being okay with that, and learning how to move on and become more of who you're supposed to be. You guys are buzzing around me, but not get these gnats, bro. The dragonflies are everywhere, but where I'm at. Okay. So yeah, and then and then also like, because the doubt, so like micromanagement, micromanagement control situation, because you can't control, because there is the illusion. The illusion is control. There is no control. You have no control. You have a say in like how you want to feel, but there's no control on the what. Honestly, like, because honestly, you might be like, oh, I want to be a millionaire and to do all these things, and to own 5 yachts, and but then you get, but you know what you want to feel like, and then you finally get to the point where like you feel like that every day, but you don't have 5 yachts or $1 million, but you're happy. Like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So don't limit yourself, because the thing that might fulfill you, that might just make you the most happy, might be really simple. But just know how you want to feel, and like work from there, and like work to instill that in yourself. Action to overcome, which is basically what I've been talking about. I've already started. um so like, we can start with trusting yourself, because like shadow week last week, we started with learning how to integrate parts of ourselves that we deem unacceptable, or parts of ourselves that we shove down, we don't acknowledge, because we don't want to, or because it's overwhelming. And that's understandable. I get that. All right. I'm a human just like you. I have my days. Just like I said, I had a whole day where I was crying all day, which is not normal for me, but it happens. I'm a human just like you guys. When you do that shadow work and you learn how to integrate, I'm telling you, it becomes a lot easier, because you acknowledge, like, just because you feel like a negative feeling, or you feel a certain way, and like no one else in your family felt like this, or no one else around you feels like this, or no one else experiences this, but you're like, I experience that, but you like shove it down, because you're like, I don't want to claim that, or I don't want that to acknowledge that as my own. Um, that doing that denies yourself, and also breaks your self-trust, because it's like, how can I trust myself with my own emotions? And then it turns into a cycle. I've gone through, um I went through it a lot when I was really like having like really bad depression. It was really bad. But when you're able to like accept those things and be like, hey, like, I'm give it some space to like realize this is what's going on and find a way. And you're not like, again, covering up how you're feeling or getting rid of how you're feeling. What you're doing is you're working with how you're feeling and figuring out a way to integrate it into your life so that you're able to express it in a way that's healthy, that's safe, and you're able to work through it. Like I said, if you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Earlier I said that too. Find somebody to talk to, someone you trust. Don't just like settle for one person. Just like earlier with the crisis hotline, I could have stopped talking to her and found somebody else, which would have been fine. But I also like right after that ended up talking to the cop, so there was no time for me really to like go find somebody else to talk to on the crisis hotline. It was just like bam, bam, two people who didn't hear what I had to say, and then I had to deal with the rest of my day because I had to go to work. I drive for work, so I can't just sit there on the phone texting or on the talking. I could talk, but I'm delivering food and picking up food, so I'm not gonna sit there and tell the whole world my business. That the whole world doesn't need to know my business. Thank you. This little dragonfly came over here. Okay. I feel so valuable. Anyway, so yeah, and then you're like I said earlier, just focus on like the small, because like fear is about thinking about everything and like knowing exactly how you need to be, like knowing how you're trying to show up, and like just looking at the whole picture. And instead of looking at the whole picture, let's start with laying the first brick, right? Or setting a foundation. Where do you want the foundation? Where do you want it to be? What kind of materials do you want to use? Like, you want to reinforce it with rebar, that kind of stuff. Don't just like look at the whole, like, we got to start from somewhere. So like I said earlier, like figure out like what do you want to do? What is it that you want for yourself? What is it you want for your life? And figure out how to integrate that feeling and integrate that like that experience, like what you want to experience into let's put this back here. Integrate that experience into how you want to live. So you do it slowly but surely, not all at once. Like I said, it's more than likely isn't going to happen all at once. It could happen all at once, but I'm not trying to get you guys' hopes up, because it usually is a process. This is not something that you just done. No, it's not. It's like this is a lifelong journey. You never know where you're going or what is like happening, or not what's happening, or what's going to happen for sure. There's just you don't know. You just never know. Okay, he came back. He started barking. Obviously, you guys heard that. But yeah, so yeah, start with the little things, the little things you can do, little things you can control, and like work on that and work from there, because then you'll be more encouraged to continue and to continue get better and continue to expand that part of you. Expand that. I don't think that's the right word, but well, yeah, you expand, because then you can expand from there. Starting one place and expanding from there, instead of looking at the whole thing, like instead of like I gotta build this 500 feet, not 500 feet, what I have to build this 100 story skyscraper, instead of being like, oh, I gotta build the whole skyscraper all at once. You gotta start with a foundation, and that foundation goes deep into the ground. Like, you gotta make sure you dig a big ass fucking hole for that skyscraper, because if you don't, it's gonna fall over, cause damage, and you're out of a fucking job, bro. Anyway, but you gotta like start somewhere. Start with the foundation, and then once you do the foundation, then you start with the supports, and then you build the first floor, and then you build the second. Or if you have a basement, then you do the whatever you section it with, and then you build up from there, and then you build the supports, and you build your load bearing wall, and then you build the outside, and you start building it up and up and up. And that's why skyscrapers aren't built overnight, because that's just not possible. Concrete needs to sit for at least, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. I don't know how much it is for thick. I don't know what they do. Maybe it's for a whole month. I don't know, because I've never built one. But I'm just saying, that shit don't get built overnight. It's just not possible. It's literally fucking possible to build a 100 story skyscraper in one night. It's not possible. Do not force yourself to do things that are not fucking possible. If you find that you're hitting a wall, take a step back. What else can I be doing? What else can I look at to like maybe change or incorporate so that I can get to where I'm going? So I'm not sitting here thinking like, wow, this is just a mountain of shit I gotta go through. instead of just being like the whole thing, and then you sit there and you get procrastinate, and then you start thinking like, well, I'll just, when I feel better, when I like whatever. No, take one thing at a time. Take one thing at a time, right? And then we look at it and we analyze it and we learn how to integrate and we learn how to work through it. And that's how we do it. That's how we do the do, right? We do the do. The Mountain Dew. I'm just kidding. I like Mountain Dew, but I don't know if I want to be sponsored. Anyway. Yes. Mountain Dew and nerds. Like, put the nerds in, Mountain Dew, fizzes up, makes a nice flavored foam. Also produces a lot of gas, so don't like chug it all at once because you're gonna be burping for years. But it's really good. I don't know, as random interjection. A regular Mountain Dew, by the way, or Code Black, or like the black label, green label, white label. Those are good with nerds too. Anyway, I just feel like I wanted to share that. Okay. But yeah, so you take the small steps, because that fear is looking at that whole thing and like how much you have to do, and you really just have to worry about right here and now. That's the only thing you're responsible for. The only thing you're responsible for is right here and now. You're not responsible for like the whole, like, everything all at once. That's just, again, not possible. So take your steps. May they be small. Do what you can, because you might be led to take a big step, and it might show you or prove to you something that you weren't, whatever, and it might make a click for you, and it might become almost nearly instantaneously like, and what would have maybe taken years only takes a couple months or weeks or days. But when it comes to beliefs, it usually takes time, a good amount of time. So yeah, take those steps, even when you're scared, when you're fearful, when you're scared, when you got that anxiety, or if you got that depression, or you got the the thing, don't fight with the feeling, because when you fight the feeling, it's stagnant, gets stuck in your body, because emotions are energy in motion, and when we don't let them flow, they get stuck and they cause blockages, and those blockages lead to all kinds of nasty shit, like illnesses and mental disorders and just all kinds of things. And I'm not saying that everything that's going on with your body is linked to suppressed emotions, but there is a possibility. I know for me, my stuff shows up in my body all the time, especially in my low back and my knee, not my knees, but my ankles and my fingers. And I know people are like, "Oh, that sounds like arthritis," but it's not. I know it's not, because I've had it checked. Anyway, yeah. So take those little steps, and then the conclusion, have faith. That's the biggest thing. Your strength is in your faith. Like, having faith that even though you don't see it right now, you're taking the steps to reach that thing. And by that thing, that feeling. Because we're not chasing an item. We're not chasing, like, maybe, come here. Maybe you want a dog that looks just like him. And I can't, I mean, I could. I can. What am I talking about? Maybe you want a dog that looks just like, he's just moving. Okay, well, I'll just maybe interject a picture or something. I've never done that, so we'll see what happens. Well, it's just like, look just like this dog, right? Well, guess what? You ain't getting a dog that look just like him. Mostly because he has some tick marks, and those aren't like his actual spots. Also too, is because you're just not gonna get a dog that looks exactly like him. It's just not gonna happen. Let's say you want a dog like him. Maybe they bark a little too much sometimes. Super loving, super affectionate, super chill, super always like kind of like a touch dog, kind of like a Doberman or something like that. And you want a dog like this, and then when you finally get the dog, or you finally get a dog that you meet a dog, and you're like, oh my god, I love this dog. It's everything. This dog is everything that I've ever wanted, and so much more. But they're a Chihuahua. My dog is clearly not a Chihuahua, right? He's a mutt, but he's not a Chihuahua. That can happen. Like, the way you're feeling is the thing that you're chasing, not the not the actual object. Because when you chase the actual object and then you're like, the universe is like, I gave you what you wanted, and you're like, this does not satisfy me. See where we're going with this? So yes, um, learn that it's okay, like, to let go of the specific outcome, but attach yourself to the feeling so that you can be the co-creator. So you can, like, when you recognize, oh, I'm feeling the way that I want to feel, you realize I've made it to where I want to go. Yes. So oh, it made a mantra thing. Created a simple mantra. Oh, I did not create one. So a simple mantra, I guess. Yeah. For the unknown, well, I don't need a mantra because I told you I got to see the that bright ass star. Like, I've never seen anything that bright in the sky besides the night sky besides the moon. Well, the moon's not coming up for another 4 hours ish. So, but no, 5 6 hours, 5 5.5 hours. I don't know. Anyway, I don't need to talk about that right now. We talk about mantra. So for you guys, you can say, one of the things you could probably say is, all I can control is here and now. All I can control is here and now. What can I do right here and now? And if you say that, well, it's a question. So you can answer it, and like, what can you do right here and now? Like, what is going on? Maybe maybe it's a rough day and you're like, all I control is here and now. Okay, well, I'm worried about the future. Okay, what can you do here and now that helps you get to there, or helps you deal with maybe a perceived possible outcome? And maybe you could realize, also another thing too, a mantra that I made for somebody, because it's like 85 to 90% of the things that we think about do not exist, and that's the study. It's been studied. Like, the things that we like sit there and be like, oh, this is gonna happen if I do this, and it doesn't even happen. Like, you've had experiences. Like, I know you've had experiences. Like, you're a human. You're here. You're watching this. You've had experiences like this, right? And it doesn't even happen. Or if it does happen, it's not nearly as severe as you thought it was, right? So one of the mantras that I told somebody to tell themselves, because they were really like worried about, like, they're catastrophizing every single time I talked to them. It was like down the hole. It was like, okay, we need to come up with something to help you, because he was like, I can't stop. And I'm like, I get it. So I came up with I literally is like, it's like 90% of the things you think about don't even happen. So why even give it the time of day? 90% of the things that you think about don't even happen. So why even give it the time of day? Right? Oh, 85 to 95, 90%. A 5% difference. For this example, it does not matter. Like, the things, like, most of what you're thinking is not going to come to fruition. So why even give it the time of day? Like, one of the things I tell myself, especially if I start to catastrophize, I'm like, let's cross that bridge when I get there. Cross the bridge when I get there. And I keep telling myself every time it brings up, like, oh, but cross that bridge when I get there. If that happens, then I will cross that bridge when I get there. Because I don't have time to sit here and worry about that right now. There's no reason to. And this is stuff I was doing before all that doubt happened. So, like I said, I was in a good space. I took a little step back, but it's okay. It's all forward, because I'm here to help you. And me expressing that to you and sharing that with you, I hope that was helpful. And I hope that it's been helpful, and the mantras are helpful. And I want you guys to really know, like, the only thing we can certainly know is that everything's changing, always evolving. Nothing's ever the same, and you are never the same. And I'm not gonna, because I said it earlier, certain, like, everything changes and you're gonna die. Like, so what is, like, a step you can take today? That little step. Maybe it's just like, maybe just one deep breath in the morning. I mean, maybe that's it. And you decide that I'm gonna do that at least one time a day, or when I feel a little worked up. How long does that take? Barely any seconds, right? Maybe that's something you can do. I don't know. I just thought about that. Maybe it's gonna help you. So yeah, but yes, what are you gonna do to take that step, that first step, that step that's gonna get you to where you want to go or where you believe you should be going, or how to get, or to where you know you'll feel that feeling. I'm sorry, my dog, he oily and dirty, so there's a lot of oil and dirt on my hands. Um, but yeah, what's the what's that first step? Because once you take that first step, then you realize that, oh, this is not as hard as I thought it was going to be. And then you take more steps, and then you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel the way that I really want to feel. And you start feeling it more often than you used to. And that encourages you to keep going. So, what are you going to do? What's today? What are you doing right now? What here and now? What are you doing? I want to know. I'm curious. So yeah, if you guys want more, go read the video, go read the blog post. You'll find it in the description below. Like I said, the title is "Silence the Doubt. Your Strength is in Your Faith," because we're having faith, right? We're having faith here that the things that we're thinking or whatever are not going to happen, because like most of them, the doubt, the fear, most of that don't happen. And if it does happen, it's not crazy. So, um, yes. And then I hope that you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know, like, for most of the video, I was talking about what happened, but it kind of encapsulates everything that I was talking about anyway. So it worked. It works. It works. Um, yeah, and I love you guys so very much. If you guys want more of this, if you guys want more of me, you can follow me on social media. I post 4 times weekly. I post here once a week. Usually, sometimes it's 2 times a week, like last week. And yeah, so hit that bell to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And I just hope to see you guys next week, and also to hear what you guys' first step is, because I love talking to you guys. I love when you guys comment and talk. Okay, love you guys so very much. Is that it? Yeah, the link tree. All my social medias in the link tree in the description. I forgot to say that. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.